my people of the century. I'll see you in the next era. The Legacy Era. It's about to come to an end. A week from now. Hey people of the century, Andrew Plays 1 here, and welcome to the last What to Expect Before video, before the Legacy Era ends. Till dawn. Even during the final installment, newer viewers are coming in for this. And I want to give y'all a clear picture of what you're getting yourselves into, so without further ado, till dawn. Unlike the previous What to Expect Before video, I am not going to call the Andrewverse an infestation full of Andrews. Think about it like No Way Home, or Everything Everywhere All at Once, or any other multiverse film you could think of. Okay, so the previous era, the Creator Era, the Andrewverse War was occurring. The Creator, despite creating the whole entire Andrewverse, regrets it all, and wanted to erase every Andrew from existence. Obviously, you know, the main character stopped him. But does trauma from war ever go away? That's what we explored in our main character, Normie. After having died 2 times, you know, especially having to sacrifice himself after he thought his world got erased. He has understandably been through a lot. And ultimately, he let his emotions get the best of him, especially when going against this new antagonistic figure, known as Affliction. Affliction has caused Normie to actually quit his purpose and the Andrewverse as a whole, which incidentally was something going around at the time. When all is said and done, Affliction is put in the Andrewverse prison for now, and Normie seems to be ahead of the curve for now. The Parallel 2 consisted of Forbidden, Dream, Agent 1215, Cadet. Forbidden is the one that handles energy on the spiritual level, and on a very physical level. Dream had a tripod, but he too is trying to tap into energy. Cadet is our exposition goat. Oh, I'm sorry, was our exposition goat. And Agent 1215, who started the whole documentary aspect with Cadet. In the finale of the Andrewverse Documentary, the group finds out that Affliction learned how to use astral projection, an out-of-body experience that could transcend between dimensions and whatnot. Only other characters in the next film are Normie, Forbidden, Cadet, and Affliction. Seeing as how they need Normie for the next event, Cadet convinces Forbidden to go after Normie and help him, while also helping himself discover the meaning of astral projection and its potential limitations. The event that made Normie quit the Andrewverse is actually shown in Nostalgia to Affliction, a hellscape which contains all of your fears and regrets. After much decision making, Forbidden decides to use astral projection on Normie, which in turn helps him rid all of his fears, except for maybe one item. And that item is very significant for Till Dawn. The Dark Jacket. Now, the Dark Jacket is actually from the Dark Era of the Andrewverse, the Second Era. It used to belong to an antagonist known as Dark, who has since redeemed himself, but doesn't have a life of his own, because he got erased at the end of the Creator Era. And when Normie felt less than zero in Nostalgia to Affliction, he would turn to the Jacket, as that was his only way to ever truly feel something. Definitely remember the Creator Mask and the Dark Jacket. So after Nostalgia to Affliction, Normie decides to take matters into his own hands and actually try to improve himself. But with the mixed reception of the actual Andrewverse documentary coming out in universe, and footage of Normie wearing the Dark Jacket, yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. Escape from Andrewverse finds the characters in a situation where they don't necessarily escape the Andrewverse in that sense, or more so they have to escape what's holding them back. And some character arcs do start in this film that will get paid off until dawn. One character in particular, Dream, does not like the world that he's left in, and has not chosen an acceptance of his own, much so that he actually betrays the team, or more so his buddy, Forbidden. And when Cadet sees that there's no way out, you know, the Andrewverse has to evolve, he takes this with acceptance. Something the characters are gonna have to learn until dawn. There is one character that we set up that has an interesting arc, and that is Prince. He's a character that's been through quite a lot and has a connection with the Creator, not in a literal sense, but more in the fact that because he's heartless, but inside he really is afraid of the past, and he is trying to do better for himself. So after gaining intel on Affliction and what he's doing to the Andrewverse, Affliction actually confronts them and him and Normie have a little one-on-one where he actually explains that he's a clone of the creator and he doesn't know how to live a human life. And his life of antagonizing Normie and bringing suffering is the only life he's known. He doesn't know anything else. Combining him framing Normie, Team's betrayal, and Cadet's death, the group seems to be in a situation where it feels hopeless. But Forbidden sees Cadet's ways and a way for one Andrew to escape, to give that escape to another Andrew. So in the finale, Forbidden is the one that brings Affliction back to remnants of his past through astral projection, and he reveals he's gonna give the escape to Normie, and when Normie is ready, he's gonna give the escape to Affliction. An escape to live a normal life, separate from the Andrewverse. All the meanwhile, Dream actually helps the team, because he realizes that he can't let the past define him. And Prince even tags along. But at the end, the Andrewverse perception of Normie is forever changed. He's no longer a hero, and this temporary escape is needed for these characters. Now in isolation, Normie receives help from a very mystical, powerful being called One That Sees All. He was established in the middle of the Creator era, but we do not give an appearance to him. He helps Normie find a motivation to help Affliction, and with that comes the Echo Day. A day in your head, whether it be negative or positive. A day that defined, changed your whole life. In this case, Affliction's Echo Day is actually with a character named Place. Although Place was shown in the Andrewverse documentary, his character was left out of the other films on purpose. See, with Affliction being a creator variant instead of a clone, as defined by Place, he doesn't have the same motivation as the creator. He still can't live his life as a human being, but Place gives that opportunity for him. Until Place raises his suspicions and gets a device from the Andrewverse, which can see the future. And as it turns out, Affliction, or the events with Affliction, causes the start of the apocalypse. Guided by his viewpoint of the apocalypse, Place no longer sees Affliction as someone that needs to be helped. And Affliction accidentally switches bodies with Place, realizing his power is out of control. Forbidden, Dream, and Angel 1215 want to believe Place. Forbidden has his suspicions the most. Place understandably wants to erase Affliction, as he believes that will save the entire Andrewverse. But what has unknowingly happened is Normie helping Affliction, and trying to live his life as a human. Once the team leans more towards Affliction's side, Place goes against everyone, opting to erase Affliction by himself. This all culminates in a final confrontation. They also see that Place has become more antagonistic, killing an Affliction variant, helped by none other than Prince. This is an example of Prince trying to do good, and Place just took that life from him. Dream had to find forgiveness in himself first, so that he could apologize to Normie, but with the confrontation going on, it's very hectic. After all is said and done, Affliction and Place have their conversation. There was 1 ounce of hope that Place had to believe Affliction. He values the Andrewverse over one life, while Affliction calls him out, stating he never had faith in him to begin with. And when all is said and done, Affliction disappears from everyone, because he believed that he cannot change. The group doesn't know where Affliction is, Place has also disappeared as well, and the group feels more hopeless than ever before. There's also one more thing I need to explain, and that is a chakra bracelet. Used as a mystical object, it gives the user their greatest need, when they're 100% at their best. Normie 100% believes that Affliction can get a chakra bracelet, while Affliction thinks the opposite. Till Dawn takes place a few moments after the Echo Day. There will be a few obvious time skips as characterized by a potential haircut, but the film does take place right after the Echo Day. So the characters who are left are Normie, Forbidden, Dream, Angel 1215, and Prince. Close, possibly in isolation, are Affliction and Place. We'll see these characters reach the light one way or another in this film. And I believe that's it for the recaps. If you do have time, check out the Legacy era films. Andrewverse Documentary, Nostalgia to Affliction, Escape from Andrewverse, and The Echo Day. But if you're short on time, I completely understand. In which case, there's a short film attached to this called Nox Volare, and I have released the soundtrack on my music channel. Yeah, that's it. Bye people of the century, and I'll see y'all at the premiere for Till Dawn. Bye.